Dorkheads, and everyone in between, and welcome to tonight's episode of Dungeons and Dorkheads.
You out of breath there, bud?
No, I just really wanted to open it that way at some point. Anyway.
Woo! Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go!
One of these days, I'm gonna have you all do your best critical impressions. Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
Very badly over the mic.
Before we get started tonight, we do have to thank our awesome sponsor and longtime friend of the channel, Green Men Gaming. I think February's over by the time this goes up, but there's a lot of games coming out. And I think those pre-orders for Starfield are coming up, guys. And if you're a fan of the channel, you're probably a fan of Bethesda games. Well, you know that we're going to be playing that. There's some pretty good deals on here regardless. You can probably get that new God of War for a really good price. The new God of War PC port. That's probably out.
I haven't heard of that, but I've heard of Dad and Boy.
Even if I really don't want that game on the PC. Anyway, also, our other sponsor and newfound friend of the channel, Foundry Virtual Tabletop. You can head down to the description below. These guys are good for fulfilling all of your tabletop needs and desires 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, because they have it all, including, but not limited to, updates that take 25 minutes to fix one thing. Seriously,
yeah, woo! Go on!
What was that?
Foundry! Sponsor!
Sponsor!
You're doing a great job, Foundry.
Seriously, other than the...
absolutely love you, and there are no problems with the program, Hunter.
Seriously, other than the download times, they are pretty good. I don't know, this might have been a fluke. They've always been pretty fast. This one was just weirdly long. Anyway, they're down in the description. What'd you say?
It was a terabyte download.
It wasn't, actually.
I know, I was joking.
It was... Why would it be a terabyte? That's terrifying. Well, we would also like to thank, once again, Alexander Nakarada for all of the new music that we're using this year. His link might be down below for his Patreon, which we may or may not be supporting at the $10 tier to license all of his music. And since we are on that tier, we don't actually have to mention his name, but I'd like to anyway because he's awesome. And his music is actually very, very good. You should check out some of his stuff if you're into that orchestral or slash fantasy type stuff. Oh my god, I love it. Who else do we have to thank? Does anybody know?
Well, special shout out to Ryoku for giving us that awesome Orvid art that we definitely have right now and are going to be using and placing in all of the episodes because we have that.
Okay, the token is still the placeholder, but by now, yes, we will have the art.
Whoa.
I would also like to thank all of my players for returning, and you know, it's always a pleasure to be running the game. All of you are absolutely fabulous players that I have absolutely no qualms with any of you, and
That's a lie.
So, I'd also like a special shout out to Hunter for recording this and participating in the game as not a player, therefore is not included in the thank you for all the play. No, I'm joking.
He's holding me hostage and making me film these videos!
We don't want them to know that. Anyway.
Quick, edit that out!
Hunter, edit that out! Creeping waffle workers!
Oh no.
Anyway, vulgar profanities that you need to edit out aside. Yeah, so, if I think that should be good. We should be good to start the episode. If B, you want to go ahead and give us a recap?
We got to Orkville. People to dreams. Snack is now Orc.
How about I do
Char's
it?
not yet actually officially, but technically already. Everyone did shopping, and yeah.
How about I do it because I can barely hear you again.
Bleh. Let's see. It's probably fucking. Discord's probably reset the defaults.
I do have you up at max, by the way.
Oh, never mind. It left everything maxed out. I guess it's just the microphone sucks.
So, where we left off, once upon a time, in the magical land of Germany.
Wait,
That's a lie.
This doesn't sound right.
Our group of various dorkheads, and everyone in between were stuck in a dungeon until they were not stuck in a dungeon. But they witnessed the death of an orc war chief or just regular chief? Let's say regular chief. The chief of, let's see here. 'Twas the chief of, the map isn't loading. It was the chief of Budvrodos. But since Zach was the one to kill the chimera that killed the chief, now Zach is the new chief. So we spent a night around the campfire where we told our new friends everything, literally everything. We admitted to stuff that wasn't even true. They asked us if we were working for Mothra. We told them yes.
I don't remember that.
No, we didn't. But we did make it to Budvrodos.
Mothra now canon.
Maybe a Mothra equivalent. But we did make it to Budvrodos, where Zach proceeded to get the lowdown of various chiefly duties, and the rest of the party went shopping at the magical mystery emporium of wonder and amazement. Which is...
You're actually pretty close to the actual name. It was the Mystic Magic's Emporium.
I'll take it. Anyway, it was there where a whole bunch of stuff happened, actually. There was back and forth with a deck of cards. Sandra traded in her +1 magic cleaver for a gilded acorn, which will be ready in 2 days, but don't worry, we're going back to that guy because I still have business with him. And Sandra has been getting some very, very bad ideas about a certain cannon, which will no doubt be coming up in the coming episodes. But with that...
You gonna go back and buy the cannon?
No. God. But they headed back to the chief's residence, and that's where we left off.
All right. So, where we left off. Give me one moment.
Oh, now the map works.
Yeah. I have a variety of lists from a variety of you players of things that you want to do. So let's go ahead and just...
You didn't ask me for a list.
You fucking gave me a list of shit that you wanted to do.
I did not. I wrote my list down.
Well, you said you had a list, at least.
Okay, I'll take it.
B, on the other hand, supplied me with a list so I was able to prepare in advance the things that they wanted.
Oh, no.
So, anyway, so just to kind of set the order of operations here, I'm going to go ahead and give all of you guys a turn on the combat counter, and I'll have all of you roll initiative to see who is going first this session.
Sure.
Woo.
Okay.
No, tell us when.
Yeah, say one.
I have you already on the initiative counter. You can go.
Oh, okay.
Okay, did it? Yeah, there we go.
Not bad.
Mhm.
Nice.
Wow!
Dang.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, it looks like Orvid is going first.
Also, new
So-
Orvid dice, ladies and gentlemen.
I still don't have dice turned on visually, so I have no idea what my dice are. Okay, so actually getting into session. So, Orvid, last I recall, you were in the sitting room. The casual lounge area with your other friends, correct?
Yeah. I guess is Sandra or the rest of the party about basically? Is
They're
there-
in a variety of places. I'll say for now, with the tour of the estate has ended, and it has ended with everyone together in the lounge room, besides Zach. Zach specifically is within the chieftain's bedroom, the master bedroom of the estate.
Okay.
So,
I guess making sure the letter I wrote up and sent over your way is
that Galley wrote, right?
yeah. He probably wrote the draft of it and then it was just like, oh god, this is horrible. I'm rewriting this. Just so yeah, making sure that letter got out. Is going to see if he can go about borrowing a little money from the party, perhaps.
So.
See if, per se, Sandra has currency that I could take for the time being.
I will contribute to this. I have a letter I need to send out as well.
So, I'm fairly certain all of you have written and sent me some letters. So, I'll say your letters, after all of you spend probably like the next half an hour to an hour drafting up, writing, and sealing letters, they provide you with a wax seal that if you don't have your own specific seal, which, I mean, if you have a signet ring or any form of seal with you, you can use a personal one, or you can just use the one of Buzaroda.
I don't think
So-
I do.
Probably not. I would say the only people who might have them
Yeah.
would be Nicholas and Orvid.
Yeah, this is not something Sandra would have.
Remember writing a letter at all.
Unless the paladins are specifically supposed to have one, I might just use the one they can provide me here, Boozerdov, or whatever it's called.
Buzverdo.
Yeah, the Boozerdo
All
seal.
So, all of you have the seal of Buzverdo placed upon your letters, and they're all gathered up and sent off to the couriers to have the next mail shipment go out to their various destinations and make their way across the land. So, with that sent off, you can see that Dothric is still, a couple mugs deep at the bar, and Galley has once again opened her spellbook / journal and is writing in it and kind of monitoring Dothric to make sure that shenanigans do not ensue. But
Mm-hmm.
eh,
I'm gonna go see who I can basically bum for currency. I guess my goal is 50 gold pieces, but lower goal 25. You know.
So I'll say that Nicholas and Sandra, for the time being, since one of you is writing and the other one, I'm assuming, is attempting to begin reading the handbook of how to learn Orcish.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I did say I was doing.
Both of you are sitting at the. It's a like. It's intended to be like a table for board games, but it's kind of requisitioned at the moment for all of you to write your letters. They kind of had to scrounge together some additional quills and ink from probably the shaman's personal collection, but they didn't expect 3 people to need to write letters immediately. But
Right now.
so all of you are more or less kind of gathered with the same area.
So I guess as you know, I guess Orv's gonna approach the 2 writing letters and basically ask if they have spare gold. That I'm looking for 50 gold for a project.
Why?
I don't have any money on me, so we can't help you there.
Yeah, he's broke. May I ask why?
I was thinking I'd get a spell scroll going so I could have an extra spell that I wouldn't typically have prepared. In case the need arises.
Alright, yeah, sure. I won't give you 50, but I'll contribute to the fundraiser, and I reach into my coin pouch and kind of flip out about 20 gold.
He nods, thanking for the contribution. Oh boy. So I guess see if I can go to my prior companions and see if they have any coin to lend. So approach Dothric and Galley essentially.
Alright, you approach your 2 companions. Dothric seemingly somehow found some light snackage at the bar that you're unsure if, it's the equivalent of like bar peanuts or if they're supposed to be garnishes, but they're a few bites into something, certainly.
What you getting into, Dothric?
He holds out this. It almost looks like you'd assume it's some form of tuber that it almost has a meaty consistency to it, but it definitely is not meat because that would not last at room temperature. He's a couple of bites in and he gives it a look over. Alright,
Fair enough.
you want a bite?
Oh, why not? He takes a bite.
He hands it over and you take a bite, and it has a almost like salty taste to it. It in current terms, it's like an uncooked potato chip. So it has, flavor and salt to it, but it's a weird consistency that reminds you almost of meat. It has like a little bit of tug to it as you rip off a chunk with your teeth, but it's not terrible. You can definitely have this paired with an ale.
He hands it back. Well, I hate to ask, but you have a coin or two on you, Dothric?
You really think I'd be keeping coin on me? Nah. You know that Galley handles all the coin here.
Well, I thought it'd be an easier ask to see I'll get out of you rather than Galley.
But as right as you dream. No, I don't have anything here. And as he's talking, you can see like a sway starting.
I was about to say, is he drunk?
He's not full on dwarven drunk, but he's getting there.
Pats him on the back. Well, don't drink yourself silly before I get back, okay?
Yeah, no promises there. There might not be any left for you.
You party too much.
He immediately like kind of holds up the mug in a cheer and then just begins gulping it down. You can see some of it dribbling into his beard.
Go search for Galley.
Gally, she's sitting in one of the chairs that it's made of definitely hide, but the hide is like upholstered into a nice armchair, and it looks fairly soft. And she's sitting there. You can see her both flipping through. She has a what looks to be a quill with her, and every once in a while you see her scribbling. And while the quill doesn't have any ink, you'd assume magic stuff's going on.
Hey, Galley.
Hi.
Looking to spot a coin or two.
All right, what are you looking to buy?
Well, I managed to get a fair bit, 20 gold pieces, but I'm looking to get 25 or maybe I was shooting for 50, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Yep. Let me go to the PC thing.
So, with that, Gally sighs and looks at you again. Well, you haven't started drinking yet, so I'd say that you probably have sensible mind still. So, whatever you'd like, sure. We did find a good amount of coin out there at the ruins, so she reaches into her bag, into a side pouch, and you can see her counting some coins, and she grabs out a handful and holds it out to you.
So what do you say? There's 30 or I don't want to be too greedy. Is there another 20 gold coins in there?
So as I'm assuming you hold out your hand for the coin.
Mm.
So as she dumps the coin into your hand, you can see, a decent amount of gold, but you actually see within that gold some platinum.
Oh.
She gives you 4 platinum, 20 gold pieces.
Oh. Thank you, Gally. This means a lot. We'll be sure to pay you back.
No need. This has already been a profitable venture. So, plus that's probably some of Dothric's. But, she gives you a wink.
I've got some shopping to do, I suppose.
She adjusts her spectacles and gives you a nod. Try not to get lost in town.
I basically flag down one of the guards to be accompanied by, and basically try to find a shop that would have the necessary parchment and ink.
So, the guards, there are two of them standing at the entrance to this lounge room, and I'll say that the conversation that Orvid and Galley were having was not a quiet conversation. If
Mm.
any of you want to accompany Orvid, that there's certainly opportunity to stand up and go with.
Yeah, why not?
I guess I don't have anything better to do.
I have a few supplies I need to restock up on.
So
Alright, so we're off.
the most of the party gathers, and you begin walking out of the Capitol building and out into the streets. The once again, the open market kind of has a good amount of bustle to it. The night is beginning to draw closer, and so you'd see some of the stalls either have packed up or are in the tail end process of packing up. Some of the kebab and meat merchants that are still cooking, they're trying to sell off the rest of their wares. And you can see a number of patrons are going over and getting some better deals. A number of goblins are scurrying about and doing what seems like a getting those bargains and taking a lot of it home for later. And the nightlife of this town is beginning to emerge. But if when you ask about potentially getting some parchment and casting supplies, the orc guard that you're with more or less just leads you back to the Mystic Magic's Emporium, as that is the magic shop of the town.
The magic shop.
So,
Well, I am back.
welcome back. My wares are too good to keep you away, I see.
Aye. You got some magic inks and parchment for scrolls?
Crindis strokes their thin beard that they have growing. It's more of a goatee and then some at this point. They still wearing the slightly over-the-top robes that you saw them in earlier. They have a small section where they have vellum and fine inks, and they motion. Right here. How much can I get to you for?
He looks back to Nicholas. You want to get on this?
Wait, what do you mean by that? I don't really have.
I mean, you want to make a spell scroll or two. I have some spare coin.
Oh, sure.
I guess let's make that enough for 3 first level scrolls.
Right. That's 75 gold pieces, if I do say.
Okay, so math.
So
Okay, so yeah, that's. This is gonna be slightly, ever so slightly awkward, as I have to I count out the coin and size. I have to open up my boot and take a platinum coin out. Specifically the left one, and add it to the pile. Gotta keep it safe in case end up losing the rest. You get?
Right. and they give you the proper change back if need be, and begin getting the bottles, quills, and vellum needed, and they include it's like a cheap version of a scroll case that they roll up the paper and ink and all that, and cap it, hand it on over to you. Right. Was there anything else I could get in the rest of you?
Sandra has been looking over the hand cannon this whole time.
Still got your eye?
Not on this one specifically.
Well, it's just likely the only one you could purchase in town,
I'm
unless you get real chummy with some of the higher up.
thinking of making my own.
Making a cannon, you say?
Yeah.
Interesting endeavor. I'll tell you right now, the craft of cannons and gunpowder are known to a select few.
It's just a thought right now.
Well, was there anything else that I could get any of you?
Well, I think I got what I was looking for. Nods over to Nicholas and hands them, their portion of it, enough for the one spell slot, basically.
Right. Well, if there wasn't anything else, I hope that you have an enchanted evening. As
Orvid waves back as he says that to him.
as he's saying that, he waves his hands and kind of wiggling his fingers. You just see some sparkles coming off of it.
I do have business with that guy, but I'll get to it when I go and pick up the acorn.
All right. So, with that, was there anything else that you'd like to do via shopping?
At this point, personally, I'd like to go back to the manor to find some privacy to, scribe in peace.
Well, if for Orvid, you are set on heading back, either scribing in the lounge or in your private room. But Nicholas and Sandra, was there anything else you'd like to do in town?
I want to take an hour or two and try to find a lead on my mom.
All right. Where would you start with that?
I don't know.
Right.
Just anywhere.
Well, we'll get back to that
The
when
local
it is
watering
your turn.
hole, I guess.
Gotcha. We'll get to that when we get to your turn then.
Sure.
Was there anything else that Arvid wanted to do?
I believe he just wanted to go probably to his private room to basically scribe in peace. If somebody goes into the room, they can interact with him. He's not per se locking the door, but he's
All right. Then
doing his thing.
with that, Nicholas, it is your turn now. What would you like to do within the town?
I guess the first thing I'll do is just go back to where I was previously and just read a bit more about the Orcish language.
Okay.
And I guess I too will scribe a scroll. I guess for this case, a scroll of detect magic.
All right. Sounds good. You begin scribing your scroll of detect magic and spending your time reading and attempting to learn Orcish. But if there wasn't anything else that Nicholas would like to do,
Um, I have something stupid I'm curious about.
go on.
I kind of want to go back to the Emporium and see if they have like a Jack in the Box, just because I'm curious.
They certainly do have a variety of magical knickknacks. You could probably find something that could equate to a Jack in the Box.
Wouldn't be able to buy it, but I just kind of. I guess I just want to kind of just see if it works or not.
So when you inquire with Mr. Sparkle Shower,
I'm embarrassing.
Arcanist Sparkle Shower, they actually show you that it doesn't actually have a crank on the side. It has a variety of runes, and it's less like a children's toy. Well, it's a pseudo children's toy, but for those who are magically adept. If you channel a little bit of magic into each of the runes, it goes around and as it reaches different points in this arcane sigil that's on the side, it makes a different sound. And once you kind of go through it a number of times, the magic in the center ignites the rune that's on the side, and the top pops open and a dragon pops out of it.
Ooh. I'm just really curious. I've never really done much else. I know that's a bit embarrassing that I just went into this Orc and Magic Emporium just to see a Jack in the Box. But...
Well, I'll say that happens like when you are stopping there with Orbit and crew. But yeah, he of course tries to sell you it for 10 gold pieces if you wish to attempt to get it.
I don't have money at all. I've had 0 GP for I don't know how long. So
Damn.
kind of can't buy it. So
He puts it. He closes it, and the dragon goes back in as he puts the top down, and he says, "Well, it is here if you wish to come back for it."
What else to do? Like, the only thing I can think of that I would do is maybe write a letter describing the town and send it to, like, the Elvish libraries and whatnot.
Yeah, if you want to make a pseudo journal entry-esque, you can have a report on Buzvrada and have that sent to the archives. Within, if I do recall, don't you come from Albania?
Yes.
So you can go ahead and send that off to the archives of Albania, as the supplies are offered. You know, a lot of you have been writing an amount of letters that the pile is starting to increase in size.
A long way from home, elf boy.
Yes, I am.
Speaking of notes being written, can I borrow that orc book from him real quick?
Oh, sure, go ahead.
All right,
No, I'm
cool.
not
And
using it.
just very quick, I take the book, like transcribe 3 words onto a piece of paper, and then hand it back.
Huh. Okay.
It'll come up later.
Beware mind goblin.
I'm not falling for it.
So, was that all you wanted to do for now, Nicholas?
Mhm.
All right. Well, if that is all, then one thing that I will mention as the day continues on, dinner is prepared, and you are all called to the main hall to eat. But prior to dinner occurring, Zach, within your private domicile. Last you left, you were meditating, attempting to commune with the Honk Mother. You felt the gaze upon you, but did not have any direct contact.
Fortunately, the meantime to getting the preparations ready, one of which was done of contact of putting out the specific wording of seeking mirthful entertainers for the festivities
Volume.
of the inauguration.
Thank you.
I have to hold my mic to my face. Yep.
Thank
I
you.
don't know how much
So-
of that was understandable, Steve.
So you put out the call for mirthful entertainers,
Yeah.
attempting to draw in jesters, japers, and the variety. And the shaman kind of gives you a perturbed look, but nods and says, "Yes, this will be done for you." And they begin making their preparations to invite as many entertainers as possible for the crowning ritual that will be happening.
Yeah, that's one on the list. Next up,
Mhm.
that was Semi left off, was trying to work on recalling the recipe for the Wicked Elixir, which is quite
So,
simple, but
The
depends
wicked
on like
elixir.
one thing. How common is soda in this world?
Well, you know that for the followers of the Honk Mother, the wicked elixir isn't necessarily something that is brewed regularly. You know how to make the wicked elixir. And it's not just combining ingredients, it's a different process altogether.
So whenever I drink a Sprite, I'm drinking the Wicked Elixir from now on.
Don't drink the water. They put something in it to make you forget.
What?
Put something in it to make you honk.
Weird soda, but okay.
Aw, hell not.
At dinner,
Value
Sandra
brand
is drinking
Faygo.
out of her water skin.
Good luck, metagamers.
So,
Hmm.
do you wish to make the wicked elixir?
Hmm. I believe it's necessarily a faux pas to like allow guests to partake of it so much as it is. Well, they're willing to take something the clown gives them.
Well, you are the chieftain, so it is something that will be, if you wish to prepare wicked elixir, then it's something that more or less, you know that outside of the circles of the Honk Mother, many do not know of the elixir and its properties. To them, they might not know anything about it. It could just be another drink to them, but for those who follow, for those within the circus, they know the truth of the wicked elixir. I don't think your mic is working.
Yeah, I was about to say, is it?
Hello?
Hello.
Would it be possible to have the cooks create vast quantities of this in addition to the other effectively Stork's Fair?
So, you want to go to the cooks and see if they can make it?
Yes.
So,
At least create the base supplies as when he budgets the finishing for him to put the finishing touches onto.
So, when you bring up this concoction to them, they just kind of do the look at each other, look back to you, and give you a puzzled look. They
You can share the recipe.
well,
Well, the base part of it.
how do you get syrup from corn? And what does fruit have to do with it?
It's what makes it the most jovial of drinks.
Well, we can certainly look.
I don't think this is
Look, as
something
a
that's gonna
substitute,
happen
I
overnight, Zach.
You gotta juice the corn, and then you get the syrup.
Juice the corn.
What the fuck is a corn syrup?
So,
Revolutionized cooking in a couple nights of teaching them how the fuck to make the recipes. Make the
Soda!
ingredients. Let's go
so,
with
as mentioned before, the elixir is less something that is made. You do not exactly brew the elixir. It is a gift from the Honk Mother.
Fair. Well, then step 2, get the fucking generic supplies such as tents, costuming, and stalls set up. Onwards to using some of that authority.
So when you put out the call to have tents, stalls, the stalls easy enough. There are merchants in town. They definitely have stalls, and when word goes out that there is going to be a certainly uniquely festive crowning ritual, you know, the bustle on the street immediately emerges, and the word begins spreading of more sweet treats, and a variety of knickknacks will need to be ordered from the capital. It very much, from what you are putting out, immediately it begins taking like wildfire of, oh, this is what's going on. Okay, that's interesting and different. You have everyone's attention.
Most importantly, is trying to infuse a combination of the Orcish traditional theming with, well, a carnival. This may be very interesting. That's very key to Zach's plan.
Mhm. So, as word goes around, you have put out the calls for tents, entertainers, jesters,
Beast
the
tamers. There will be combat.
when you mention beast tamers and bestial combat, that they are easily able to do. They have some beasts already. This being one of the 2 military towns, they're used to fighting.
Strangely enough, clowns and orcs go pretty well together.
You certainly will see.
You know, this might not actually be as horrifying as I thought it would be.
Food and games, I suppose, and then... Oh, definitely just put on the list of foods that are probably already being made, but teach them the ways of the banana cream pie.
Oh, that will.
Oh god. Never
Make
mind.
Orbit
Never
happy.
back.
Make Orbit happy!
The galley wanted to try the banana pie too.
Exactly.
So when the topic of banana cream pie comes up, they kind of give some looks to each other, and they're like, "Oh, we can certainly attempt to get some brought in. Potentially, there might be some in Medcan, but from the gnome lands, they usually export the bananas, and would mammoth cream, mammoth milk that we could likely turn into a cream, would that would that suffice for this?
I may need a sample, but potentially.
Mm. Right, right. And as you are in the kitchen, they actually show you a prepared list of what from what the shaman had more or less conveyed. They put together a handful of recipes that they think that you will enjoy. On the list, there is a mammoth roast, a bacon roasted boar, a mammoth milk cheesecake, potato sweet cakes, rebaked potatoes, a variety of mince pies, grogged steak, and sweet tuber stew.
Oh my god, it's the food episode.
These will all do, but maybe put the meat on sticks.
They kind of look at each other and then back to you and go, right. Lots of sticks. Gotcha.
Kebab hours.
So, as you see them beginning to source quite the amount of bacon and get in some additional orders of mammoth milk for both prepping the cheesecake as well as practicing making the banana cream pie, though currently they're attempting to use a different fruit as opposed to bananas just for more or less starting this. The topic of chocolate does get brought up, and they do make an experimental chocolate cream pie. And from what
Yes.
from what you sample of the mammoth milk, it is similar to bovine milk, but it's slightly more greasy almost. It's almost like a mix of goat milk and cow milk.
I see.
So when you kind of have to adjust some of the recipes, which the chefs definitely are able to take care of, because of the additional oiliness of the mammoth milk, but it easily is, boiled down a little bit and having some other additional ingredients increased, you are able to find that they are able to make fairly you'd say that they're more than passable. They only are able to make the chocolate cream pie at this moment, as the bananas are still being imported. But they
Ew.
prep the cheesecake as well. They had some prepared for when the previous chieftain would return. The previous chieftain had a little bit of a sweet tooth and enjoyed cheesecake, and it definitely, that cheesecake, some good quality stuff.
What a miraculous coincidence.
Yeah, they have a nice little cinnamon swirl in the crust.
Miracles, man.
Yep,
All right.
definitely the food episode.
10
Mm-hmm.
foods, games, and beast tamers commissioned. Suppose the only thing left to do is to commission someone to build a massive pipe organ for the big tent.
So, when you... So the shaman, they have a variety of assistants running to and fro, and mostly they are more or less the guards that would be attending the chief, and whomever else you can grab. You see goblins scattering about. When the topic of a pipe organ comes up, he just kind of like stops in his tracks and just begins racking his brain, and he turns and looks at you, and it's just like, what are you requesting?
Have you ever heard of a piano?
Um, I I think I understand what that is, isn't it? Almost like a harp, but tipped on its side and in a box.
Yes, played with keys that would tap on the strings, except instead of strings, we are utilizing some pipes, something like a bagpipe in a way. Perhaps only to drop the plans for you.
Like he looks at you, and you don't need to, be terribly insightful to see in his eyes he's trying to visualize what you are speaking about, a combination of bagpipes and a harp in a box. And it's he's not passing it.
If
Another
I
one on the
may,
list to ask the honk mother.
if I may, if you have to literally describe the instrument to him, chances are when they build it, it's gonna sound awful.
Hence why I gotta get the blueprints elsewhere. I'll revisit this later then.
All right. Was there anything else that you wish to do?
Aside from attempt to commune once more, just request some assistance with the pipe organ, I suppose. Normally, it is a blessing for the remainders of the elixir and the specifics. Yes. Attempt to once more commune with one honk mother with some of the prototypal carnival food.
So,
And added to the previous altar.
so I'm assuming you take some of this food back to your room.
Yep. Take
Okay.
a bit of the samples. Maybe get a chicken and kill it.
All right. So,
This place needs to be consecrated.
So, you go ahead and place more offerings on your altar to the Honk Mother. A small, you assemble a small out of kind of spare pieces of wood and just bits and baubles that you manage to find around the room. You erect a small tent, a circus tent atop the altar itself. And go ahead and roll another general charisma check for me.
Bruh.
As you attempt to commune once again, you hear the low droning honk. You feel the eyes upon you once again. But you find yourself alone. The honk quiets. And you find yourself still sitting within your room. So, what do you wish to do, Zach?
Perhaps later, once there's more clownish energies in the vicinity.
Hmm.
There's still time. Perhaps share a bit of the issues Zach's been having with their newfound mind ability to the shaman. Explain to him that due to certain pacts that were made, they have an ability that causes mental fatigue and seizuring. There's something that can help with that.
Yes, if you're coming to me looking for some form of, whether it be herbal aid or divine, I would be able to certainly assist.
For trouble comes when trying to divine. Sometimes it works, sometimes it leads to bouts of injury.
Well, if you ever need my assistance with anything, certainly just ask. I am at your command.
And just to close it off, uses assistance to attempt to divine how to build a goddamn pipe organ.
All right, so you want to mentally get to the blueprints for the pipe organ.
What?
I just want to use this while I have the chance.
All right, go ahead and make an intelligence save.
Alright, is there any assistance from the shaman man since I'm asking him to help?
He's helping with the after effects if it goes wrong.
Nice. Is he able to bless me?
He's not able to give you guidance per se. He has other abilities though.
Alright, let's go. I believe it's just an intelligence save,
Wait,
right?
wait, is this one of those limitless knowledge rolls?
Yep.
Oh god, these
Yeah.
always go well.
Let me just... Yes, there we should go. And... Alright, Zach, for fuck's sake, roll wellish.
Not a nat one.
Yeah,
What?
Was not in that one!
Damnation.
So, you, as you attempt to get the blueprints, I'm assuming you're probably doing this either in the shaman's quarters or your quarters.
Yes, in his quarters.
All right. He has you, sit down on the lounge. You'd assume probably they have it for various reasons and speaking and preparing herbal remedies for individuals, etc. And as you attempt to garner said information about the pipe organ, the information just begins flowing. And you find mentally going through the entire blueprint just kind of flashes in your eyes. Construction of various pipe organs and a number of constructions, other instruments, those who played it. The information overwhelms you. And once again, you fade. Go ahead and roll 1d4 for intelligence damage.
Always.
And you do not know how long you're out, but after some time of feeling yourself having that intense headache, the searing pain, you find it fading, and you feel a hand on your shoulder, and you see the shaman gripping his staff, saying a prayer, and you feel the headache begin to subside.
Uh-huh.
And that 1 point of intelligence damage you can go ahead and remove.
Oh, nice.
Well, are you feeling better?
Yes, actually.
You gave me quite a startle. I did not know what to expect, but
Regularly, it's a seizure followed by a splitting headache.
well,
About a day or so.
you've only been out for maybe a minute.
Thank
Well, and I do hope that you do not have any form of startles or anything. I hope this does not have long-term effects on your health either.
None, none that have been noticed by any of the experts traveling with me.
Right. Were you able to get the information that you required?
But fortunately not. I'm unsure if I should attempt it again. Or just send for someone to find the plants instead.
We already have individuals looking for something that might be similar, but at this time, I think it's best that you get some rest.
Very well.
I myself may not be able to assist you again like that for today, but uh, dinner should be prepared soon.
Oh, good.
I know that you've spent an amount of time in the kitchen sampling, but you should get a actual meal. All of those sweets, that is not good for the diet.
Mm.
So, with that, you will be attending dinner. And was there anything else that you wanted to do before I swap over to Sandra?
Not really.
Okay.
Since he says it's gonna not be able to do it for another day, maybe next time we'll try to have Nicholas there to help.
All right. So, Sandra.
Yes.
So, Sandra.
Is this on?
Yes.
Now it is.
What the crap? Yeah, I am here. Local watering hole, yes?
All right, so you had one of the guards escorting you. You head to the Crangled Crumpet, the local tavern.
Great name.
Walking in, you can see a variety of individuals. You can see bugbears, orcs, goblins. There's a goblin scurrying around clearing tables. A thick orc behind the counter that, well, you can see the muscles. They're like the lumberjack fits where they have a bit of a beer gut, but still underneath that little bit of fat they have is an arm that can punch you out. And everyone seems to be having a fairly good time. There's a goblin bard performing, and it's definitely a lively time for a little bit before dinner. The cooks in the back, you can just smell the meats in the air. They probably have some pot of soup or stew going that you see a number of bowls out, matching only with the tankards that are being consumed at a quite rapid pace.
Anyone I recognize?
You having a look around, I'll say with your passive perception, you do see Torin. They seem to be sitting with some other orc individuals that they seem familiar with.
Torin was, fuck, I'm drawing a blank here, help me.
One of the orcs that, you know...
That's who I thought it was. That was gonna be my first guess. Okay, I guess we'll start with the bartender then.
Alright, so you head over to the barkeep at the counter, the guard following behind you. As you approach, the barkeep turns, looks at you, kind of gives you an up and down with a smirk on his face, and then gives you that friendly smile. Well, hey there. Huh. Do I remember you?
Do you?
Didn't you come through here a while back?
Did I?
You did make your way through the Orc lands previously. Did you didn't you mention that you did stop in Budverdos before?
I think I went to Medkin instead.
Gotcha. He kind of gives you an up and down, and you're assuming he's probably, if he has seen some other furred race, probably having the races blend together. Well, how may I help you?
I'm looking for someone. Maybe you can help me.
Okay. I might be able to. They kind of just give you a stare, trying to more or less assess you.
Looking for someone a bit taller than me. Kinda looks like me. Same race. And I kinda slide him a gold piece.
Well, if I did, the other one that stopped in here was shorter than you. Can't say I have. Sorry, stranger.
Thanks anyway. And I turn around.
Not even gonna stop for a drink.
Alright, fine. Give me a stiff one.
He rummages around under the counter, pulls out a bottle, kind of gives it a glance. You can see him put the corkscrew in it, turn it, and yank the cork out of the bottle. And he kind of looks, and he has a wine flute, and pulls out like a pseudo glass chalice, fills it up, and puts it on the table. Takes your gold piece, right? And he motions to the guard, and the guard kind of gives a nod and just goes, usual. And the barkeep turns, fills a mug of grog, and hands that to the guard, who takes it and, takes a swig next to you.
I mean, if he wants to talk, I was just gonna drink in silence.
Well, the guard kind of is the guard themselves. They're just kind of standing there doing their job, but also drinking at the same time, because who's really gonna who'd really get mad at an orc for having a drink in a tavern?
No one.
But the barkeep, they kind of continue doing their thing, and they eventually make their way back to you. So, tell me, what's a creature like you doing in this part of the orc lands?
Oh, I've been all over. Again, I'm looking for someone.
Well, you certainly look like a well-traveled type. I do apologize I wasn't able to help you out as well, but number of weird folk move through here. If you try some of the larger cities, maybe you'll have a bit more luck.
Yeah, I might get to Coachelle maybe sometime in the next few days.
Right, well, the rumor around the tavern is that crowning ritual is going to be happening soon. So,
Yep, that's with a friend of mine.
now you know them.
Mm-hmm. Interesting fellow, to say the least.
Well, with all the words and rumors roaming around, certainly I'm gonna... they've been requesting some sweeter beverages. Got a good supply of mead still.
Yeah, of course he has.
Yeah, it's certainly gonna be quite the festival, I must say. Though, a bit unsure what, they're needing all those strange colored fabrics for.
No, I don't know anything about that.
Right. But I gotta ask, where do you come from?
Do you want the real origin or just where I grew up?
Hmm. Whichever you're willing to give.
Eingera.
Huh. Angera. Sounds like a real far off place.
It's not exactly local.
And you're wandering around looking for someone?
Yeah.
Well, certainly needle in a haystack here.
Tell me about it.
You'd think, if they look similar to you, they wouldn't be as difficult to find, but, you know, hairy individuals aside, I'd certainly, I mean, I'm no shaman who can divine anything, but I'm sure they know a lot of things over at that, magic-y city across the way.
Wizard City?
Yeah, that place. There's all sorts of information that can go through there, and got enough coin, anyone can find anything for you.
I'll bear that in mind.
Right, but if you're ever in town, make sure you stop back at the Crangled Crumpet here.
Will do.
And if you find that associate of yours, you know, make sure you know that Garlock was able to help you out.
I'll remember the name.
They they kind of shuffle their way, continuing pouring drinks, washing mugs, etc. You hear him shouting at the bar hand a bit, and as you know, you continue drinking your wine. You can only assume that the friction in the air is going to increase, and it certainly is going to become one form of a lively place if you stay here for a couple more glasses of wine. But
Oh, I'm only having one glass.
yeah, I assumed. I'm assuming you sip through that glass of wine, right?
Yep.
This is a kind of lower middle shelf Cabernet type. It's pretty dry. It has like that wine fermented flavor being pretty pungent. It's the actual like grape that they used. Can't really taste it. It's just fermented and dry. Definitely not the not the best bottle you've ever had.
All right.
So, was there anything else you wanted to do in the tavern before heading out?
No.
All right. So, where would you head after the tavern?
I just need to restock a few supplies, arrows, and the like. I'd like to top off the quiver, maybe pick up let's go with 2 new torches, and what else did I use in that fucking dungeon?